Boom shakalaka, what's going on everyone? Randall here from Crypto Love, and it is Thursday, May 3rd. We have a news episode today. Before we get into things, I just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing. Thank you to everyone mashing on that like button. And let's get into it. Looking at coin market cap. Oh, what a wonderful day. Everything's up. Nearly everything. A couple of losers today like EOS and Tron, but they were big gainers the days before. For the most part, everything is in the green. It's looking good. The market cap has shot up, went from like 420 some billion to almost $450 billion. Bitcoin dominance dropping once again. The higher the market cap goes, the lower the Bitcoin dominance goes. Now, Bitcoin today is at $9,400. Ethereum jumped up significantly, 10% to almost $750 per Ethereum. Ripple's at 87 cents, and Bcash is at $1,500 despite the lawsuit, despite all that stuff, people talking about Bcash being a scam. Price is still going up. Now, EOS came down a little bit to $17.88, maybe because it had a very exuberant run-up. And Cardano's sitting at 37 cents. Litecoin up almost 10% as well to 160 bucks. So, today we had a couple really big winners. Bitcoin Dark just shooting up. Now, that's not really anything other than just exchanging for Komodo. Now, maybe the price today had a bit to do with Komodo's first decentralized ICO, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. But, you could exchange Bitcoin Dark for Komodo. Now, Loom Network has been blowing up after their introduction to Binance. They're up 41% today, and they were up a huge amount yesterday as well. Electroneum is up. Maybe because, they're talking about they have 100,000 mobile miners, and they're talking about getting listed on some bigger exchanges like Binance, Hit BTC, things like that. Once they get listed on exchanges, price goes up. Speculation for exchanges can also cause the price to go up. What are the big losers for today? Mixin, Dentacoin, Pundiax, EOS, Tron, Bytem, Elf. All right, cool. Well, taking a look at Bitcoin, I just want to draw a bunch of lines on a graph. But if we take a look at things recently, Bitcoin's been hovering between the $9,000, $10,000 mark for quite a while, since 420, pretty much. So it saw resistance at $10,000, finding support at $9,000. And if you look, there's this little channel we've got going on here for the past couple of weeks. Now, will it break above the channel or below the channel, or is it going to continue to stay in the channel while everything else is growing? Don't particularly know, but it's also nestled snugly between the 50 and 200-day moving averages. I did want to draw your attention to this right to the side of my head there, maybe. If you look at the MACD, we're getting very close to a crossing here. So if that happens, that could potentially be a bearish cross, but we'll have to keep an eye on things. Now, news that's exciting today. For any Ethereum holders out there, my goodness, Reddit co-founder says he's most bullish about Ethereum, predicts Ethereum will be at $15,000 by year's end. Woo! Man, that would be rad, especially for people who bought Ethereum at like $7. Holy shit, they would be like shooting themselves. Now, he talks a lot about why that is, mostly because it's very widely used, and he even thinks that at year's end, Bitcoin will be $20,000, woohoo! But Ethereum will be at $15,000, which would then we would have the flipping. Is that the flippening? The floppening? Whichever. I think that's the flippening. When Ethereum overtakes Bitcoin. Could possibly happen if and when it happens. So, better stock up on Ethereum while you can, if you believe him. Now, Ethereum's price definitely saw some action off of that. We saw a 10% gain in the past day just off of that announcement. Also, this, Reddit. Okay, so you used to be able to pay for Reddit Gold memberships with Bitcoin, but they were having problems with the Coinbase servicers, however you want to say it, and because of that, they had to stop that back in March. But it's coming back. So Cheddar, the CTO of Reddit, says Bitcoin payments will most likely be returning soon, in addition to Litecoin and Ethereum payments. You'll be able to pay in all of them. Very nice. Now, this article, this is kind of old news. Tim Draper talking about Bitcoin hitting 250,000 by 2022. But one thing that I did not see or read was down here. So he talks right now about how there's $80 trillion worth of fiat currency in the world. And he thinks that cryptocurrencies will expand the market. He thinks that eventually cryptos will grow to $100 trillion, while fiat will fall from 80 trillion to 30 trillion. But $100 trillion cryptocurrency market cap, that means whatever you have now, multiply it by 200. That is awesome news. Woo! I love this stuff. We must be in a bull market because it's only this speculation that comes out in a bull market, and, it's happening. Now, this article, 5 things that'll send Bitcoin back to the moon, I thought is interesting because these are all things that will, but they're not things that are, exactly interesting to any of us. So, better security infrastructure. So basically, because they want to be a store of value, they don't want people to hack it to be able to lose it, different things like that. So security infrastructure, price stabilization. Now Bitcoin is very volatile, not as volatile as it used to be. Back in the day, it would go from like $30 to $1 overnight. Nowadays, it doesn't do that, but it's still not very stable. The more money into the market, the more liquidity, the more price stabilization. So as the market matures, we'll definitely see that. Institutional investors. With institutional investors, the easier it is for them to get into markets. So things like exchanges, NASDAQ was talking about becoming a cryptocurrency exchange. We also have projects like Cash and their liquid exchange. So all of those things could attract more institutional investors. Regulated exchanges. So again, the NASDAQ thing we were just talking about, but also T0, CoinList, other things like that. Yeah, that's going to get more people into cryptocurrencies. And even though it's not, people don't exactly like that. Nobody wants like Binance regulated because then you have to report it on your taxes and everything like that, But also exchange traded funds. Because hell, if you can just trade stuff without actually owning the cryptocurrency, pretty rad. They've been working for ETFs for a while, but that'll definitely help a lot of money get into cryptocurrency. And talking about more money into cryptocurrency, Goldman Sachs is going to be launching Bitcoin futures trading within weeks. That's very soon. Now, I'm guessing this is probably because of Morgan Stanley talking about how they wanted to be the first in cryptocurrency. Well, now Goldman Sachs wants to be into Bitcoin futures. And as we saw previously, I think it was back in November when CME and CBOE entered or started trading Bitcoin futures, the price of Bitcoin shot up. Now, Goldman Sachs is absolutely enormous. If they start trading futures, how's that going to affect the price? You think we'll see the price go up or the price go down? I think it could go up. They could short it to zero all day long, but I think all in all, it's going to go up. However, so that was all good news. That was all good investment news. Now, bad investment news. Major investment bank predicts cryptocurrency market wipeout. So GP Bullhorn, pretty rad name, an investment bank focused on technology, talks about this token frenzy, the year in blockchain that we've had, and they think it's all coming crashing down. So they say finally cryptocurrencies will experience a heavy correction of up to 90% in the next 12 months, and very few companies will survive this correction. While this correction will be critical to cutting through the hype, its lack of impact on financial institutions will create a phenomenon we have never seen in any previous bubble burst. So, they think it's going down 90%, which means that instead of a $500 billion market cap, we would have a $25 billion market cap. So, things would go down significantly, but from those flames comes the phoenix of all the good projects you look at. So if you've been investing in shit and just hoping that it'll double, if this were to happen, the shit may go away. But if you've been investing in solid projects, they could come out of this just like Google, YouTube, and Pornhub came out of the other thing, the .com bubble. Now, IOTA rallies. IOTA had a big day today. They're up 27.3% after being listed on Huobi, and Robinhood is next. So IOTA is making moves. They've made the news 2 days in a row. But here's one that may have some of you crying. Telegram cancels its public coin offering. Go figure. You know what's really funny about this is on April 1st, if you go take a look back at that episode, my April Fool's Day episode, I had an episode called Telegram Cancels ICO. And it happened. I think I manifested that. I think I made it happen. But basically, they already made enough money on their pre-sales. So they raised $1.7 billion on their pre-sales, doing it in 2 stages of $850 million each. And guess what? It wasn't like that many people got into it. Once from 81 investors and once from 94 investors. So that is like 175 investors own all of the Telegram ICO. Definitely not decentralized. No, not at all. But so no ICO for Telegram. Other news, Circle added ZCash on their app. Did not affect the ZCash price, but they've been they're added to the likes of Bitcoin, Bcash, Ethereum Classic, and Litecoin. Now ZCash is the first privacy one that they're adding. I'm surprised they chose Zcash instead of Monero, but there must be a reason. Waves is having an airdrop today, so those of you who hold Waves tokens, you'll be receiving your airdrop of Waves tokens today. That's pretty rad for Waves holders. Cardano updated their roadmap today. Significant news for Cardano. So they're talking about Shelley. They recently had their previous one, which is Byron. Now Shelley, named after a whole bunch of academics. Go figure. I mean, they name it after academics. They have a whole bunch of academics. But basically, Shelley is focused on ensuring key elements are in place so the technology grows to be fully decentralized and autonomous. You can find out more by watching this video or by reading any of this stuff. But, CardanoRoadmap.com tells you all about their roadmap and what they're doing. Good news for Elastos. I think this is pretty rad. So Elastos has their Omaha Summit. I think it's tomorrow. But they'll be talking, the CEO, Rong Chen, and also Feng Han will be talking with the likes of Warren Buffett. Could this get Warren Buffett involved with cryptocurrencies? Like, maybe he doesn't believe in Bitcoin, but might he believe in Elastos? That would be interesting. What if he flip-flopped and all of a sudden backed Elastos? You think Elastos price would shoot up? You think it would go from rank 92nd to like rank 10? Maybe. Also, Ripple in the news. So Ripple is going after the derivatives market with Codius. Now Codius is their smart contracts platform. And going after the derivatives market, we all know Ripple is involved with banks and all that BS. But look at this derivatives market. Anytime I want to see what the value of things are worth, this is all comparing all the world's money and markets. So just to wrap your head around how minuscule cryptocurrency markets are right now. So each block is worth $100 billion. So granted, I mean, cryptocurrency is a little bit bigger. It should have 5 blocks. Okay, it should have 5 blocks right now. Silver is that. These are the biggest companies, the 50 richest people altogether. California's GDP, the Fed balance sheet, currency, gold, stock markets, that's getting bigger, global money supply. And then we have global debt, which is big. We have global real estate, which is even bigger. But then we have derivatives, which are the biggest amount of money anywhere. $544 trillion. Ripple's going after that. That's a lot of money that could be brought into cryptocurrencies. Even though Ripple's the devil, makes you think maybe you should just hedge some. Who knows? But they're going after the derivatives market. So there's that. And then lastly, just ending with some good news in terms of adoption, because adoption is great. Worldwide adoption gets cryptocurrencies out there, gets more people using it, more people in, market becomes bigger, more substantial, more money. So Argentina's shopping areas to get 4,000 crypto-ready ATMs. That's huge. That's a lot. In 2 years, the plan is to install 5,000, but it's only a small part of the central bank's expectation of 30,000 units. Look at that. Argentina's central bank is actually supporting these crypto-ready ATMs, so you can use your ATMs to get money out if you want to, and then spend that money wherever you want. So easing adoption in Argentina. Will we see more stuff like this in the rest of the world? I don't know, but it's a happy day in cryptocurrency because nearly everything's in the green. Bitcoin's up, everything's up. And so, yeah, that's it for today, Thursday. Tomorrow we'll have another one at noon, live news episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, subscribe. If you haven't yet, hit the thumbs up or thumbs down button. If you think my beard looks like shit, hit the thumbs down button. Go for it. But, yeah. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. If you have any coins or anything you want me to take a look at or review, put them down in the comments section, and then I'll catch you guys later. All right? Peace!